why in our Banyamulenge community we can count how many PhD or doctorate or master's women we have in our community. It's unbelievable.
Hi guys, welcome to Sera and Sarge. Thanks for watching. Please like this video, share this video, and subscribe.
Welcome to Dr.Sera and Sarge, and today we have a very special guest, and I know you are going to be inspired and empowered by this amazing lady. And when I read her bio and see what she has accomplished in a few years she has lived on this earth, I can imagine how much stuff she will accomplish by the time she turned 90 or 100 years old. So her name is Dr. Grace Nkundabantu Faraja. She's known by Faraja by many. She was born in the DRC, or Democratic Republic of Congo, and she's the CEO and the founder of African Girls Hope Foundation, or known as
AGHF.
Okay,
Correct.
you got it right.
Yeah.
Okay, now, which is a US-based 501c3. She holds a PhD in Human and Social Services with emphasis in Global Human Services from the College of Behavioral Science at Walden University. She has also a master's degree in Organizational Management with a minor in International Relations from Ashford University. She also has a bachelor's degree in Accounting with a minor in Economics from Daystar University. She's a wife and a mother of 3 and soon to be 4. Over the years, she has received multiple international recognitions, including the 2007 YMCA Council, USCRI 2014 Refugee Voice, and Dr. Nina Meyerhoff Leadership Award in 2019. So let my husband lead the interview because I don't think I can do it.
Yes. Welcome, everyone. We're so happy to have Dr. Faraja here. You know, if you followed our channel, you know we're all about promoting success and people doing good things in the community. I wish I can throw some titles on my name, but it took a long time just to even read all of her accolades. But we're so blessed and so honored to have you here. We thank you again for taking your time to be with us on Dr.Sera and Sarge. And it's just a pleasure to have you. One of the things I like to do is give people a glimpse to try to understand how somebody is the way they are, why they've became the person they are. And I think what's important is to understand somebody's personal history and what they went through in their childhood. But before we get to that, I just want to tell you, I feel like a kinship with you because we're both married to an African, so we have that bond.
Yes, I agree.
So I just want to ask you, give us a glimpse of your childhood and some of the moments that you felt shaped who you are today.
Yeah, thank you so much. First of all, I really want to appreciate you together with your beautiful spouse, who is my friend, my sister, and you made a good choice, great choice. And I promise you never regret. And of course, my sister too, you made a great choice, and I thank God for you, both of you, and for what you are doing already with the ministry, with your channel that has been impacted hundreds of people already. So having me here, it's an honor to be part of what you are doing, and also to share about who we are and who God has made us today. I was born in ministry. Let me say that, because my dad is a missionary, and from the time I was born, he was already in missions. And literally, I did not have a chance to live with my my relatives or my extended family closer by. What I mean is that my uncles, my aunties, or my grandpa, my grandma, no. But I lived far away from them, and that really taught me on how to love other people who are not only from your own direct family.
Right.
So I learned, I grew up a life of loving people that I can call a sister, a brother, with different skin or with different culture. So, and that was through my dad. He's a loving person. He's a welcoming person. He doesn't care where you come from, as long as you need help or you need something that can help you grow, or you want to know Christ. Of course, when you live with my dad, of course, he will share the love of Christ. He will share about Christ. So there's no other option when you live in my dad's house. He will always tell you about Christ. So he taught us the love, the special love of Christ, that he loved the world without without selecting or choosing and specific people. So I grew up in that loving community where I am, and loving the people that I see, and loving the love that does not just choose only the people that I know. So that's what shaped me to be who I am today, because of what I saw from my parents, my dad and my mom. Your spouse will tell you, will testify, my dad's house was always full. When I say full, it means we always have more than 10 people in the house. I never own my own bedroom. I never own my own bed. So coming to America was so beautiful. Now I can say I have my own bedroom. But before that, no, we shared. We shared everything. So that's how I grew up, in knowing how to love, to share the love of what we have to others.
What are some of the needs that you noticed that you felt you needed to apply your love towards, and the influence your father had on you? What was it that you saw in others that you just felt you had to address?
Absolutely. Yes. Of course, as we learn from our parents, I also learn those needs that was in the community. As I continue to grow, and also learning from different cultures and different communities, of course, I started learning more and more, aside from my parents, and as I learned from other communities, I learned those different needs that was there in the community. And one of it is the gap between the education of girls and, of course, and boys. I wanted to know the reality of why in our Banyamulenge community we can count how many PhD or doctorate or masters women we have in our community. It's unbelievable that to date we only have 4 women in the entire tribe of Banyamulenge.
Wow.
4 women who have gone to that extended of having a doctorate.
And just to give an idea, or how big is your tribe?
Well, our tribe is the smallest tribe in Congo. Let me say that. If I'm not wrong, maybe Dr. Seraphine will help me. But I think we're the smallest tribe. I think we are the minority ones. We are part of the minority tribe in Congo. So even though we are the minority, but still, we are not 100,000. We are more than that. Still, the gap is still there.
Right.
And I wanted to know the reason why. So when I was doing my research, I'm not going to say the names, but one of the senior person told me that educating a girl, it's a waste of money.
Wow.
So that really struck me so bad and made me so angry. and I was still in school. And it's as if he did put me some fuel for me to
Right.
work hard and get to the goal of getting the PhD.
Yeah, and that's something we talk about on our channel, like how you respond to criticism, right? Like some people can fall apart over that, and
Yes.
other people use it as motivation,
Oh yeah. For
right?
me, it was a motivation, and I
Yeah,
said I will always remember this word, and this word will make me to work hard even for other girls and other
exactly.
young women, and encourage them to go back to school. And one of the reasons in 2018 I had to launch my foundation, and I always say, one girl at a time. If I can educate one girl today,
Right.
the circle will go around. And because when you plant a seed, a positive seed in the life of somebody, the seed will not just die. The seed will bring fruit, will bear fruit. It's the same as me, because I'm not today who I am because my dad had everything together. No, or my parents were able to educate me or to pay for my school fee. No, it's because someone also planted a seed of paying for my school fee, and I am doing the same to 160 girls.
Amen. In America, in our culture, we've gotten so like used to school that we treat school very neglectful, I would say. I
Yes.
didn't understand the importance of education until I met my wife. She actually got me to go back to school. After all these years, I went back to school and got an education. Right?
Kudos.
Yeah, it was the farthest thing from my mind. Like that's just how our culture is. We do education as like a way to seem busy at sometimes. You don't know what to do with your life, so let me go to school, right?
Yeah,
So,
America, you're blessed.
yeah, exactly. I think we've become so accustomed to having that opportunity that we don't use it anymore. Now
Hmm.
I see so many people from different countries come here. The first thing they do is get educated,
Yes.
right?
Hmm. I
And
agree.
then and now we see immigrants and others are far surpassing the people who've been here all their life.
Hmm.
Immigrants are business owners, they own houses, they do all these things to uplift the community. What do you think is the importance of education? What makes you want to see someone go to school?
That's a great question. First of all, to all immigrants, and especially women, you have no excuse of not getting educated in this country.
You know,
First of all, they're not going to ask you cash or money up front. We have the opportunity to use federal loans or FAFSA, as we call it. So
yeah,
you have a free access to go back to school. As long as you work good, you work on your grades, you have access to get education. That's
yeah,
number one. So that's one of the call that I always want to make sure that every immigrant, every woman, every young woman, every young mother who is at least under 50 years old, you can see go to school. Yeah. So for me, education is very important. First of all, you got access to, even now, I believe I'm not bragging on myself. If I didn't have what I have today, maybe you will never even think of me. That's number one.
right,
So you have access to the doors that no one else can even open for you.
right,
And then you create a platform for others. Your spouse, Dr. Seraphine, now she has created a platform to uplift people who are doing some social change, social positive things in the world, around the world.
yeah,
So she's using her skills, she's using the education she got so that other people can benefit. If she wasn't educated, she wasn't going to do that. She wasn't even going to know what to do, or even her mind will not even think of doing what she does today. So another thing is that education is great. It's the number one thing that, even I always say education is not equal to being a millionaire. No.
Right.
People sometimes they're misled. When you are a doctor, or you're a PhD, it's equal to, oh, you're now financially highly state. No, 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 no. Education is not equal to money. No, you can have education, but you can impact the world through your education. Other people may get also that platform of getting that financial status through education, and
Right.
others, the education will help to uplift other people's work. Yes.
Amen.
So for me, education is, we have to go through education for us to be successful in our lives, in our today. And I always say that women, when a woman is educated, the world is educated, the family is educated, and the children that we have now today, they have no other choice other than going to
Yeah.
schools, because we know the importance of it. One of my director one day he was asking me, say, I don't understand how you live, because you are full time, you do full time work, and also you're a mother, and you have ministries, and you have a foundation. When do you get time to do all this? But when you know the importance of something, and you are building a bright future that is there, and you focus on it, you
Find
always
the
Right.
do.
time. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Find the time to do that.
yeah.
Say I want to speak to someone, or she wants to, and they find out she's a doctor. They'll like you said, they'll open the door for her far before they'll open for me. Even
Absolutely.
yeah, even at the job I just got now, it's a good job. And during the interview, he saw that I graduated, and he said, this is what made me decide to hire you, because it shows that you're disciplined. It shows that you'll show what student is going to come in late every day,
Hmm.
right? So, and I think it builds confidence in people,
Yes.
right? And then also along the way, you meet people and you network
Hmm.
with others, and you
Yes.
you get shared ideas from each other, from other educated people,
Hmm.
and you start to surround yourself around educated people,
Hmm.
and it impacts everything.
And another thing that I forgot to mention is that, education helps us also to solve some issues that are going around, or current issues that are out there. Like literally, for example, the pandemic that has been there since last year. So scholars or educators, their mind is always running of finding for solutions. The
Right.
CDC they're not sleeping, funding for solutions and vaccinations, and social workers, they are finding solutions. They are trying to find solutions to help the communities, not to die, or to be stressful with the situation and all the changes of losing jobs, and how they can keep the community calm and also help one another. So that's one of the way also that educated people, they come together, they put their mind together to find
Yeah.
solutions for the communities and for the nations.
Exactly. Yep.
Just want to jump in quick. And as she mentioned earlier, we are one of the minorities tribe back home. And I was just trying to Google, we close to million people. To
Wow.
count for women with doctorate degrees or PhDs, it's unbelievable in 21st century. And also, as she mentioned, when women are not educated, there's a lot of issues that goes on with families, abuses, and they can't voice themselves. They can't help other people. They can't give counseling to those people. So, and I believe that, especially her being that voice and influence in our community, we give other women's chance to see that I can make it, and also to try to lift other women, because we are so behind, and there's a lot of stuff that goes behind when a woman is absolutely dedicated or just ignorant about the issues of the world.
I want to add something on top of that, is that when you are educated, when a woman is educated, she will know how to say no to some of the cultural beliefs. I want to give an example. In Kenya, right now, you can even Google it. There's a there's a family, a lady. Her husband called 30 friends of his to come to his home and force his wife to do FGM, the female genital mutilation, by force. So they did that to her, and also to her two girls, 9 years old and 12 years old, by force.
Wow.
I was so frustrated to hear the story. In this 21st century, FGM is still exists in Kenya, and of course in other parts of Africa, Somali, Ethiopia, and other places. You can imagine now the pain. And I did some research too when I was doing my schooling, that the material they use, it is not even sterilized. They use the same material from one person to another, one woman to another, and then you wonder, early death of young women and girls in the villages in Kenya and all those other places that they practice that, is because of they have diseases that they catch because of those processes, like infection, and they do not know how to treat them. It's really unbelievable. I was we are actually, there's a church here in Georgia called the Kenyan American Community. The pastor, the bishop of that church, he's also an educated person. He has made a petition to stop FGM in Kenya. I will send you the link, but it's something that we women, we have to voice against that practice, because it's affecting the community. It's affecting our women and young girls. So the story is that they go to young girls, when they go back home after school, and when they go home, and then they do those practices.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe here in the US and also in Europe, the Banyamulenge women are really working hard.
Right.
Yes, yes. So what I see the future is that I think there are going to be a switch of because of how women are coming up with education. I think it's going to eradicate all, like, poverty and all other family issues that we have been having, because men were the only providers. Now we have women who are coming up with businesses. Now we have women here in the United States who have their own businesses here locally. And we have now many girls who are they're getting education in health and different focus. So I think for us, I see it's a good shift that is going to help our community. I don't know, what do you think, Dr. Seraphine?
I agree with you, because as we say, there's a lot of you said something early, that when you were educated, you can say no to some of the culture issues that goes on. There's a lot of cultural things that goes on that we grow up. It's like a forbidden to say no to those issues. But I think the more, as you said, women are educated, we help our community to reshape what is good and get rid of what is bad. As some of those, it's like abuse, because there have been a lot of abuse in our community, in women, in families, but women were told, no, that's how you have to build your home. You cannot leave. We are Christian. We don't advocate for divorce, but we don't also support the violence. So those voices, by educating women to stand their ground, to say no, and also to, as you say, uplift our community, because we are the minority and we were more farmers. So now with the wars going on, we kind of like are lost. We don't have economic base.
Can you share with us more of what it is that your organization does specifically? I know you touched on it a little bit, but specifically, what is it that you can offer someone?
Okay. African Girls Up Foundation, we focus in empowering education of girls, of course, giving them access to go back to school by saying that we pay for their tuition and all the school materials. And not only that, we also have a program for them, mentorship, counseling, and we also have vocational training for them when they're back from school or they're in holiday. We have different program for them, because I believe in formal education of like bringing girls together and try to understand other skills they have,
Right.
other than the formal education, because those skills too are needed in our community. So by trying to know those skills, we also connect them and have a synergy with other local organizations and bring them together with other girls in those other organizations and have programs together. So that's what we have been doing so far, especially in Kenya. In the rural of Mulenge, there it's very limited because of what has been going on so far. But we have been providing for school fee and all the school materials there. So that's what we do, and we encourage our girls to work hard at their highest level, and we encourage them to be the best in all the school that they are. So and also we have also programs with their mothers or widows or guardians of these kids, and we have one-on-one outreach talk, so that to understand their day-to-day life experience, so that we know how to also help them and uplift them, and encourage also the guardian and parent to also at least check on their children and encourage them to do well in school. Because I'm here, I'm not there in Africa, so I will not know their day-to-day lifestyle. But the parents and the guardians, they're the ones to continue with the empowerment of encouraging these kids to do well in school. Because we don't believe in failure or failing one or three times, because we are raising funds here and we want all our kids to do well in school and to understand the
Right.
importance of the education.
So just listening to you, I see the vision and how your work helped so many people. Like, one thing I wanted to ask is, people see needs in their community, right? Anyone with eyes sees where something is wrong in any community. What is it, do you feel, that makes people react and help, or to just get overwhelmed and say, man, it's a lost cause? Like, we all see a need. I think it's all of our responsibility to do something. What makes a person different who has a desire to help and one who just sits back and does nothing, but they both see a need?
Yeah, first of all, for me, it was easy for me to understand the challenge and the needs that is in our community, because I experienced the same. For someone, let me say, for example, if you've never been to Africa and maybe you were not married to Dr. Seraphine, you wouldn't know maybe the reality of the situations in Africa, unless if you meet with someone who really understand well or who has gone through that experience and explain it to you.
But I
But
do, sorry, I do get that point. I
yes,
see it and I get it. But what makes you different and unique is you're not the only one that went through that. A lot of girls went through that.
yes. So
But
for
you're the
me,
one, yeah, you're the one with the organization to go
so
back and help.
yes. Um,
Yeah, that's
uh,
really something you should be proud of.
the
Yeah.
reason why I went back, if I'm understanding the question well,
Yeah.
the reason why I went back is because when I was in Kenya at Desta University, I experienced the dropout from my classroom. During exam, they will come. The accountant will come and read a list of all the kids who did not finish the school fee and drop them from the exam. So it came up at a time where I could not go, and I stay home. But the grace of God, because of the music and loving worship and singing, and I was very active in school. I was the missions coordinator in school, and I was also in the worship team. So one of my teacher, who was the worship leader, she had to call me back and say, "Oh, we have visitors from America, and they want us to lead devotion before they start their meeting." And I was hesitate. I said, "Helen, I'm not coming. I'm no longer in the program." And she insisted. She came and picked me up from my dad's house, and we went. And she was like, "You are going to lead two songs." And Dr. Seraphine knows her, and I went. We went together. I led the songs, and among the visitors who are there from America, they selected me for scholarship, but they asked our vice chancellor, "Who is this girl?" And they told them my story. I'm a refugee. I don't have school fee and have balances, but I'm a very hard worker in school. I'm doing well, but they cannot allow me to continue because of not having funds or tuition. So they said a girl who is doing well and she's even participating in school activities and she's doing this and that, as you mentioned, and you dropped her from school. You have been
Right.
taken. You have been taking advantage of her skills.
Yeah.
She deserves a full scholarship, and that's how I was given a full scholarship, and they paid for all the balance that I had. So from that day, I said, "God, if you take me away from Africa, I will do the same to other girls." That's when I came here, I say, "God bless me, and I want to do to bless other kids who are going the same, who are going through the same situation I went through." That's the reason why I started African Girls Web Foundation, to give back, and to give back, first of all, to thank God for what He did, and to give back to my community, because the issues, the challenges are still there.
Yeah, I really hope people who listen to this will get inspired to do something. You're doing something that's gonna change many lives, not just today, but ongoing. You're
Mhm.
changing a mother's thinking. You're changing her to raise her children better, as you stated before, and that children will come and do their part. We all should strive to be a spark for someone else's life, to get
Absolutely.
someone going. And I just want to say thank you for the work that you do, because it's very commendable.
Mhm.
It's needed. Where do you see yourself going from here? Like, what would be your vision of success for this organization and for yourself?
Yeah, good question. I love that question, because as you know, the name of the foundation is African Girls Web Foundation. So my foundation, my long-term vision is for the foundation to impact the whole continent of Africa,
Right.
at least every country to have benefit to this foundation. That's my hope, so that at least if you want to prepare the new mothers of our society, the new doctors or lawmakers or new presidents of Africa, especially now we have couple women president in Africa, which I am so proud of it. Is that it should not end now. We have to continue with the circle of the empowerment, so that our generation will continue to make change.
How can people help to give to your organization, to give you resources? It's a community effort. You're the leader, obviously, but it takes us as a community to help someone with a vision, right? So what can we do to help your organization?
Yes, yeah. As the proverb say, that it takes a village to educate a child. Yeah, it will take a village on all of us to make this organization grow from one level to another. So by, of course, having this platform, sharing about what we are doing, and sharing about our website, and all our donations goes through the website there, www.africangirlsofhope.org. And by sharing with your families, churches, we do have also a time or moment where we can have opportunity to speak in your churches or in your events. We are available. We avail ourselves to any platform that is available for us to go and share about what we are doing. But of course, uh, you have friends that I do not know, and that's
Right.
one of the ways that to share about our work through your friends and communities where you are.
Do you have a Cash App you can give to someone?
Yeah, we have a cash app that connects with our, of course, foundation. It's 603-848-9054.
Okay.
Yeah, and it can be also Zelle. It's the same. And the name is Grace Kundabantu. If you will know the name of the person, we will love, because our foundation is a 501(c). We will always honor to send back a letter of their donation for Iris, so that they can apply that.
Yeah.
So quick, how many girls do you have in total right now you are supporting in the organization?
We have 160 so far.
Wow.
160. So how much does one child cost for the entire school year?
So for
The average.
the average is 350.
First semester or?
No, for 1 year.
Okay.
And $105 for all the school materials, and that include the pads project. Because what we do when we do backpack school materials, we include the pads for all the girls who are in high school, because pads is essential to girls.
Yeah.
So is there like a way to specifically help a certain child, or so someone can track their accomplishments, or something like that?
So when you go to our website and you click to donate, and you go down, you will see all the pictures of all the girls with their names, their date of birth. So it's all there, and you can select the girl you want to sponsor, and that girl will know that you are the sponsor.
Right,
and
cool.
you will get the feedback about, you get the background about this girl, and you also have a video from this girl, because we try to connect the sponsors and the kids, so that they understand, so that they know who is taking care of them and who is giving them that opportunity to go to school.
How do you find the girls to help?
We have staff on the ground in the countries, so they're the ones who do recruitment, and to make sure that they qualify for our criteria.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes.
Any way you would be able to put my picture up to pay for my school by any chance?
We thank you so much for your time,
Is there anything you want to share with our listeners or viewers that I may have not touched on that you wanted to speak about?
I just want to say thank you to all of you and the listeners, and to say that in this world, everyone needs to remember that at least one day someone did something to you. And we have to remember that one thing that someone did, to appreciate it and to take it to another level. Another level for me means do it. The good that someone did to you one day, do it to another person. And that's how we bring the positive change in our communities.
Right.
And before I finish, I just want to announce that my book is out.
Nice. Where can we get it?
By ordering it.
Do you have a copy you can show the cover?
I don't know if you can see.
Experiences of refugee women with disabilities.
Nice.
That's a beautiful book.
Yeah,
how many pages?
100 and something.
Wow. Is that your first book?
I would say, yeah, that's my first book, and I'm doing another one. But this book is dedicated to raise funds for the girls, for the foundation. So one of the things that I'm doing in December this, to make sure that these books are gone, so that we have we are ready for the next scholars.
Thank you again so much. It's inspiring. It's motivating to hear your story, to hear your desire to want to help others. And again, it was an honor to have you. I thank you so much.
Maybe you were waiting for your book so you can share the book. So I got it ways, but again, thank you so much for making yourself available. I know you were busy, you're tired, and you know, I really appreciate it.
Is there any chance you thanked me in the book?
Too late.
Next one.
Maybe next time.
Next time.
Yeah.